Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie. Today, me and my family are at the Shenandoah Caverns in Virginia. We have been on a road trip and we were passing through, saw a bunch of signs for these caverns and decided to stop and check it out. And we were so glad that we did because this was the perfect little attraction to go to on a road trip. Gave us a great chance to get out and stretch and see some really beautiful sights. And these caverns are just amazing. As you enter, you'll be in their little gift shop area where you can buy your tickets before you head down the 70-something stairs into the caverns. And I think that they do tours like every 30 minutes or so you shouldn't have too long of a wait, but they do have a little gift area that you can check out if you do have to wait for a few minutes. As you go ahead and descend into the cave, there will be a guide who will be guiding you through the whole cave and giving you some of the history. And ours was named Cadence, and she was super helpful. You'll probably hear from her in one of these clips here in just a minute. So the history of the Shenandoah Caverns is that the cave was discovered in 1884 by two little boys who were playing on a hillside when they felt cold air coming from a hole in the ground. And being curious little boys, they decided to check it out. So they got some ropes and a candle and descended into the cave. And that is when they found this huge room that was beautiful, filled with all of these formations that you see. But it was very, very dark down there, and they were too afraid to venture any farther, so they went back up and told their family about the discovery. The family explored the cave further and discovered all of the large caverns that are 3 levels deep, and that is when they decided to start some construction to make this thing actually accessible so that more people could be able to see this amazing creation. These are some of my favorite formations that they refer to as bacon because they literally look like strips of bacon.
They were featured in 1964 National Geographic magazine for the most realistic piece of cave bacon in Virginia, the U.S., and possibly the world. People even say it looks so good, somebody took a bite out of it right there. Don't do that, it's not worth it.
I mean, it really does look like bacon, does it not? Pretty cool.
Mineral types you'll see. The one you'll see the most is this reddish orange right here. That's iron oxide. The white is calcium. The bluish gray is magnesium, and the yellow is sulfur. Now you will see hints of green as we go through. That is not a mineral. That is algae or moss due to the heat of the lamps. That's why as we go through, you're going to see me turn off lights behind us. If you all do happen to get caught in the dark, and I do turn the lights off on you all, I do not do it on accident. I do on purpose because it's fun. Then right above your all's head, this dark gray color, that is limestone. That is the primary rock we are made of.
So word started spreading about the Shenandoah Caverns, and by the time the railroad was almost finished in 1890, knowledge of the caverns had reached local Woodstock businessman Hunter Chapman, who was a stockholder in the B&O Railroad. He approached the Neff family about selling their property and the caverns, and an agreement was reached in 1920, and construction began on the caverns' entryway and passageways. Chapman also built a 3-story lodge building. The main floor contained the gift shop and the cavern entrance, while the top 2 floors focused on a full-service hotel, and the Shenandoah Caverns opened for tours in May of 1922. In 1930, they did install an elevator to enter the caverns, and to this day, it is still the only Virginia caverns with an elevator. We did not use the elevator. However, I wish we did on our way back out of the caverns because we had to climb back up those 70-something stairs. And while it didn't look like that many from the bottom, it was a lot of stairs. And I almost wish we would have taken the elevator. But I think that the elevator does help, with accessibility for more people. Now, I will say that this is not like handicap accessible. You're walking on like a gravel pathway that goes up and down. It's not completely flat. There were some parts that we were having to bend way over to fit kind of through little passageways and things like that. So I would not say that these caverns are handicap accessible at all, even with the elevator. Now, however, I don't think you have to be super active to do it, just as long as you can, be able to stand and bend and move. It's about a mile of walking, and there's no benches or anywhere to sit and take a rest. So you just need to be able to stay on your feet and be a little bit active as far as, bending and moving your body. These caverns have been owned by the same family since 1966, and they have done a lot of renovations. There was a fire at one point that destroyed the hotel. They had to rebuild that. It is not used as a hotel now. They actually have a display up on the second floor, which I'll show you in a later clip here in just a second. But yeah, it's still owned by that same family for many, many decades.
One-sided calcite crystals. The crystal forms, has a flat side, therefore creating a diamond-like effect. Now I do like playing a little game down here. You all keep your eye on a crystal. Could be red, could be blue, could be green. And as I...
That's cool. Ooh.
Whoa. It's green. It's blue now. Green again.
Now if it did not disappear, it did now.
Whoa.
Now maybe back to the Capitol of Things in Washington, D.C. This might open that. We have our red, our white, and our blue.
Whoa.
And these are the lights I'm sure you all do not want to see on your way home. Now it's our largest growing formation in the cavern, means it is still receiving water. And then right behind me is the bishop that we saw.
These caves were really just so beautiful. There's so many photo opportunities that you can take, and they've done an amazing job incorporating lights, and the tour guide was amazing. The whole experience was really, really fun. I'm so glad we decided to stop and do this. The entire tour took just about an hour, and like I said, it's about a mile of walking, and as you can see, sometimes you're having to bend down or lean. It's not exactly even ground, but it is such a fun adventure. And the cave stays about 55, right around there, degrees all year round, even in the summer. So maybe bring a light jacket. I wasn't cold down there, but I'm kind of a hot-natured person. So if you tend to be more cold-natured, you definitely want to be prepared for that. So after your tour is over, you go back up those 70-something stairs, and you can check out Main Street of Yesteryear. This is the second floor of the building there on the property, and they have built it to showcase various parade float props, as well as antique window displays that the family has collected over the years. It's really unique, very interesting, and just a fun little side attraction. Just so, I don't know, I don't even have the words for it. As you can see, it is just very neat, all of the things that they've collected, and I don't know, it's one of those things that when you're on a road trip, it's a great little adventure to go on, and take about an hour and a half of your time. They do have a little cafe area also. We did not eat there, so I can't really give any reviews or tips on that, but they had, a chalkboard with the menu. Looked good. We just didn't eat there. But yeah, definitely go upstairs and check out the Main Street of Yesteryear because it is very unique. Apparently, there's also another building on the property that has the American Celebration on Parade with a bunch of huge parade floats. However, it's only open in the summer, and we were traveling in February, so unfortunately, we were not able to check that out. But if you are visiting when that is open, I would definitely encourage you to check that out as well because I am sure it is really neat. And before you leave, definitely check out that gift store. They have a lot of little souvenirs that you can get to help you remember your trip to the Shenandoah Caverns. They even have a little post office right here on the property, so you could buy a postcard and send it to family or friends if you wanted to, and that would be something super unique and really cool. But we really enjoyed our trip here. If you're ever in the area or driving through, I highly recommend stopping and checking it out. It was so much fun and so beautiful. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.